Because, you know, when these races come up, Obama versus McCain, a big difference. And they both run off and they vote for the bailout, Bush's bailout. So the people are catching on to this. So as frustrated as you might get or think how poorly the Tea Party people act, they get frustrated. They act out, and sometimes they act too angrily, and it doesn't come off well. And the answer to your question is, if they keep doing that, yeah, it might not necessarily build the party. But the important thing is we change the ideas in this country, that we have sound money, balanced budget, live within our means, take care of ourselves, and protect civil liberties. If we don't think that way, and we narrow it down to you know, this contest between one candidate against the other one, and not really see any changes because the party leaderships are all supporting the same issue, this country will continue down the road of bankruptcy, and then the big revolution will come. I mean, when a dollar crisis comes because we can't afford this, then we will have major social and political changes, and we're on the verge of this. Within several years, I can conceive of this coming, and we ought to be aware of this. And this partisan bickering about candidates versus the other, I think that's a sideshow.
In terms of people who have legitimate, I think, grassroots, ideologically driven followings on the American right, very broadly defined, I really think that it's you, and I think that it's Dick Cheney. And the former Vice President Dick Cheney has really made a name for himself, being declared Conservative of the Year by one publication at the end of the year, on national security, foreign policy issues, and on issues of war making. You obviously have been a leader on issues of fiscal policy. You've really brought a lot of your party's leadership and your rank and file around on fiscal issues. Do you think there is a coming battle between fiscal conservatism and the sort of foreign policy perspective that Dick Cheney represents in terms of what the future is going to be of the Republican Party, the conservative movement, which direction things are going to go? Are you guys at loggerheads?
I think so. Not personally, because I would never have a discussion with him. But I go to the campuses. I think all revolution, all significant changes occur with young people. And I go to the campuses, liberal or conservative. I can get large crowds out, and the foreign policy issue is the very big issue. The money issue is a very big issue. And that's a populist type issue, because if you're for the Federal Reserve and all those shenanigans, you're for big banks and big business and the military-industrial complex and the deficit. But the young people aren't for these things. They want personal liberty, they want to change foreign policy, and they want to look into the Fed's secrecy. And if the Republicans don't catch on to that, they can't build their party. And they're not interested. I mean, Lindsey Graham, I have to give him credit. He's rather typical of most Republican establishment. They don't want to have any part of what I'm doing, because they don't want to answer to that, because they don't want to have to go to the campuses and, you know, explain why we have to have more kids go overseas, or why we might need a draft, and why military spending is okay, but spending money on child health care, that's bad, and we have to stop that. The kids see this, young people, and they're inheriting this mess. And that's where I get excited and enthusiastic when I go to the campuses, because believe me, the young people are responding very favorably to this message.
Republican Congressman Ron Paul of Texas, consistently one of the most intriguing and interesting and unique people in American politics. It's always a pleasure to talk with you, sir. Thanks for your time.
Thank you, Rachel.